Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my viewers and my learners. I welcome you again to Many School this morning. And I've just woken up to talk about science as a paper. And I want to be more specific on to grade standard 8 candidates. Remember, this is our home stretch week, and there are a few things that we need our learners to know about science as a paper. You know very well, teachers, that this one paper that we don't know what normally happens. A paper comes which looks a bit friendly to the candidates, but somewhere in between it goes and the results come back, which at most times disappoints us. Well, I don't want to dwell so much on what they call standardization. I don't know, call it a process of establishing a normal average. And well, I may later on come back to it in another video. And all I want to tell the candidates that indeed there is standardization when it comes to marking of this science paper, because yes, it is. We see marks like 83%, 68%, 71%, 17%, 34%. Which means there's something that is done to the marks, which I'll dwell in it in another video. Now, this morning I want to talk about, want to look at the current trends in KCPE Science examination, because you know very well that the Kenya National Examination Council is the body that is concerned with the setting of national examinations in our country, and more particularly in science. NEC makes different demands on the learner, and the cognitive skills or abilities of learning that are tested in science. I want to discuss them in the order of difficulties. That is to say, skill number one that is tested in science is knowledge. 2, comprehension. 3, application. 4, analysis. 5, there is a synthesis. And then 6, there is also evaluation. In other words, in our whole science paper, there is a number of knowledge questions. There will be a number of question testing on comprehension. There will also be questions testing on application. And there's also a question that will test on analysis, and questions on synthesis, and then questions on evaluation. Now, what do we mean by knowledge questions? These are a bit friendly and simple questions, because by knowledge we mean that it is the ability of a candidate to remember what has been taught, and here the learner is required to give, for example, names of objects, tools, or certain processes. A learner may also be required to label parts of a diagram or an equipment that has been drawn, and then also a learner may also be required to state some properties of maybe an object. So In knowledge, we mean, okay, when a science question, a science paper has a, a good number of knowledge questions, we say that that paper looks a bit simple. So questions like which of the following is not a part of a operating system, which of the following is not part of a breathing system, can be given nose, you can be given stomach, you can be given trachea and lungs. Such a question is such simple as that, because it's only testing how much or how what is testing the ability of a candidate and to remember what he has been taught in that breathing system. Which of the following is not a sexually transmitted infection? Such questions are examples of knowledge type of questions. Cognitive skill number 2 is comprehension. By comprehension, we mean that it is the ability to understand or explain and interpret information. Here, the learner may be required to give a reason for a choice that they have made. The learner can also be given be asked to give advantages and disadvantages. For example, what's an advantage of friction or an advantage of that? And two, a candidate may be required to interpret a certain diagrammatic questions. An example of a question like that on comprehension is like, which one of the following is not a way of using energy sparingly? One of the following is not a way of using energy sparingly. Or which one of the following is not a way in which desert plants reduce water loss through transpiration? Skill number 3 is on application. So applications questions are the questions that you will expect in the science paper. Now, by application, we mean the ability to use knowledge acquired to a new situation. That is to say, it is also transferring knowledge into really live situations. Here, the learner may be required to study the likely causes of, say, disease from given science and symptoms. And maybe another thing in applications is the learner may be required to state what is likely to happen from a given arrangement. It could be an experiment, etc. And again, the learner may be required to suggest suitable materials for a given process. Well, an example of an application question could look like this. Standard 8 pupils visited Mr. Menye's maize plantation, and Mr. Menye must have told them that all the following pests attack his crop. Except, okay, look at that question. What does it? It requires an application. You have learned about storage pests and field pests. So you are applying that knowledge to a field of that made plantation. Which pest not have would you have not Mr. Menye would have not mentioned to the pupils. For a skill, another skill that is tested is the analysis. So expect analysis questions. By analysis, we mean it is the ability to break down knowledge into parts and identifying the relationship among them. Now, here learners are required to look at different parts of a diagram or point from a long list of information and know how they relate. Now, I think you've seen questions of this, and this, for example, the following are some of the effects of drug abuse. You're given Roman 1, like poor judgment, drug-induced accidents, rape and prostitution, withdrawal symptoms, marital conflict. And then the question comes, and the question now follows is, which one has social effects of drug abuse only? So that is an analysis type of questions. Flowcharts also, questions on flowcharts follow under the analysis type of questions. Questions like which of the following plants was incorrectly which of the following plants was incorrectly classified in a flowchart of how plants are classified. You remember, plants are classified. For example, they can give plants with chlorophyll, without chlorophyll, non-flowering, and then they give examples. Down there, you're asked which plant is not correctly classified according to that flow chart. A heart may be drawn, and then you are given and you're asked which letter represents the bird that is correctly matched with its functions. And the fifth skill that is also tested in science is synthesis. By synthesis, we mean it is the ability to put together information and the knowledge to form a whole. It is producing something original from compound parts. For example, you may have a diagram of a fish, a picture of a fish together with a frog, and then a question comes like this: which one of the following is not a common characteristics between the animals in those two pictures? It's a frog has been drawn this alongside fish. That is a synthesis type of questions. So you look at the fish, you look at the frog, and say, oh, fish is it falls under fish, and the frog is an amphibian. So from that, yes, which common characteristics can be which common characteristics is shared between the fish and the amphibians? There are questions like a child was taken to hospital and the following symptoms were detected, isn't it? Of a certain maybe or a certain waterborne disease. For example, the child had abdominal pains, blood in the stool, skin rashes. And then a question could come after that saying, the above disease can best be prevented by, and those are types of examples of types of synthesis questions, and quite a number of them will be in your paper. Another skill is evaluation type of questions, and by evaluation we mean the ability to express your own opinion, your own judgment, all value, and that one is basically based on facts. Now, like now you can be told Menye and Muita are two neighboring farmers. Unlike Muita, Menye's cattle are infested with the ticks. Which one of the following is the best action Karungu should take to protect Wanyika's cattle from ticks? So, what is your opinion about that? What would be your judgment? And it should be on a given fact. So that is that one is testing you about control of pests. Kind of we have to bring in about rotational or grazing around there. So boys and girls, all I want to say is that science paper is not that difficult paper that you want to fear because maybe of standardization or all that. Please revise well, face that paper with confidence, go into the paper having in mind of all those skills that I've discussed. And one thing I want to mention is that questions in science which require higher abilities, I think NEC assumes that the lower abilities are also included. Like now, a comprehension question assumes that the learner has acquired knowledge, the learner has been taught. An analysis question assumes that the learner has knowledge, comprehension, and can apply that information. Now, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching, my viewers. And this is a very important week. I don't want to leave you out in these great discussions. In my next video, we look at questions on experiment. We remember very well experiment questions are in a full science, next science paper. We normally get more than 10 questions on experiments. So I'll dwell much in my next video on experiments. Thank you for watching. Remember to subscribe. Remember to share this video to your friends so that they can also benefit on this. May God bless you. Thank you.